Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Diddy and Little Rod lawsuit. No, specifically, we're going to talk about Rodney Jones' lawyer under scrutiny for past litigation concerns. Now, if you remember, it was last Friday that I did a video saying that Lucian Grange had promised, Blackburn, that's Tyrone Blackburn, Little Rod's attorney, that he's going to come after him because the details that he include in the lawsuits, they are completely false. And Lucian Grange is saying he has never ever attended a Diddy party. Also, if you remember, Little Rod said Lucian Grange would visit Diddy and they would be locked in Diddy's bedroom for hours upon hours. Not only that, what Tyrone Blackburn did, he basically, like, when he files the lawsuit for Little Rod, I don't know how they came up with these ideas. Like, oh, and Little Rod witnessed an incident where Diddy's son had drugged a stewardess, and then the stewardess came forward with a lawsuit against Diddy's son. So you can definitely see, like, there are so many red flags in this lawsuit as it relates to Tyrone Blackburn. Initially, when I spoke about this Diddy lawsuit, the very first time that we heard that Rodney Jones was suing him, I said that there are so many red flags in this lawsuit, so much is not adding up. And, it's just common sense. You could definitely see the gaps. Now, make no mistakes. When I say that things are not adding up, it's not that I'm saying, Diddy is innocent. He never did anything wrong. I'm not saying his son is innocent. He never did anything wrong. But when things are questionable, when it's not making sense, you can actually see it. Also, there are dates in which are not correlating. And what I've been doing is to follow other lawyers, trained, licensed, registered, who have been covering this lawsuit because I want to see if I've been on track, or off track. And with someone who has, like, people who is studying law that you could reach out to and say, hey, is this making any sense legally? And when they're telling me also, you're right, that's a big red flag. The lawsuit has a disconnect. Seems as though it was maliciously filed. And when you see other people who are trained, licensed lawyer saying that there's so many questions, then you know that something is not adding up. And you guys can follow BJ Investigates because that is someone who I believe is very much credible. I've been following her through the years, covering a lot of topics, exposing a lot of things, highlighting a lot of things. She's amazing at what she does, very much credible. And she does not take sides in these cases. So BJ Investigate is the person that basically solidify that I was right in these, questioning these lawsuits. So now we have Tyrone Blackburn, who basically has to, answer to what he has done. And he has a pattern that he uses. And his pattern seems to be media manipulation. It seems as though when he started out, it is something that really has worked for him to get him a name, to get him known. And when you really look at the lawsuits, you could see where he has quite a few missed opportunities wherein the cases could have been filed better to better suit his clients. But he had to insert himself. He has to be known. And as such, I think that the details of the cases were exaggerated and all of that. And this is why he has to answer to a lot of questions. But let's talk about this detailed report that is coming out about Rodney Jones. Let's get into it. Now, they're saying that Rodney Jones, also known as Little Rod, launched a staggering $30 million lawsuit against Diddy for sexual assault and sex trafficking claims with the help of his with the help of lawyer Tyrone Blackburn. However, it seems like they may be in for more trouble than they thought. Moreover, Judge Denise Coates, this judge name sounds familiar. I think she has sat on quite a few of these cases, very stern as well. But let's continue. They're saying Judge Denise Coate referred Blackburn to the Southern District of New York's Grievances Committee on Wednesday, April 3rd, according to court documents obtained by All Hip Hop. In them, he is accused of disturbing past litigation, including deliberately salacious lawsuit in federal court. Judge Coate believes there's a pattern in the attorney's behavior that demonstrates he files cases to leverage the federal court process in his favor. And that is true. It's basically saying that, the lawsuit was filed in a malicious um, way to give him that public, status recognition for him to be talked about in the media. Basically, similarly, like how the lawsuits against Ye has been filed, same thing, right? And if Ye lawyers were looking into this, they could actually, make some major scores, hit some major marks. And a lot of these cases against Ye would have been and had to be dismissed. But let's continue with this later on. Lawyer Tyrone Blackburn, because it's not looking good for him. And this is the same man who represented, I think it was Shakina in that TIA Tiny case. Yes, he has a pattern, but he seems to be cleaning up his footsteps, cleaning up his mess. But let's talk about the report some more, right? Because they're saying specifically, Judge Coate accused Diddy's accuser's lawyer of purposefully attracting media attention to his case, defaming defendants with unfounded and scandalous claims, and wriggling a rapid settlement out of them. So basically, what they're doing is accusing Blackburn of high manipulative tactics. And it's true. You can actually see it in the details of the lawsuit. Even when I was watching BJ Investigates, the channel that she has that is called The Surprise Witness, you could actually see where she had so many questions. You could see the red flags and stuff. So you could actually see that, this is very much malicious. But let's continue. They're saying that, he do these things to, push the settlement, hoping that they would say, this is going to be damaging to my image. It's going to be damaging to my reputation. So let me just go ahead and settle, similarly to what happened in the lawsuit with Cassie, right? So let's continue. They're saying that similar and recent accusation also emerged against lawyers Lion Fisher and Michael J. Tobenfeldburn. I think that's how his last name is pronounced. In addition, she alleged that Blackburn did not properly file cases in their appropriate district. So basically, this is what Judge Coate is saying. Blackburn did not file the cases in their appropriate districts and brought up 5 instances of his continued action despite his lack of due diligence. Apparently, his case did not fall within Rule 11 obligation, and that obligation is to ensure that the accusations are well founded, like you cross question, your clients, he drugged you. Did you go to the doctor? Did you do a urine sample? How did you know he drugged you? And, does it even make sense? So that's basically what they're saying. Blackburn did not do the necessary cross check to ensure that the accusation, because these accusations are so, let's say, incriminating. this can ruin someone's image. It can ruin their reputation. It's not as though they don't want the legal course of justice to be upheld, but at the same time, is the court duty to ruin someone's image and reputation because of money without evidence, without proof? No. And it is the lawyer's duty to ensure that due diligence is done before bringing a case to court, because it's not as though they're saying, you know what? He did this. There's evidence. We're pushing for prison time. They're saying, you know what? This happened. I want money. I want to be compensated. And I have evidence. But did you cross check the evidence? Who was there? The date, the time. And the reason why Blackburn is so heavily scrutinized as well is because there's so much that is not connecting. There's far too many disconnect. While some things, we're not there. So we have to give and take. There are other things that are just so majorly over exaggerated. And when you can highlight that something is overly exaggerated, that's when it becomes a problem. And as such, this is why Tyrone Blackburn is in major hot waters at this time. Now, also, they're saying that a reasonable inference from Blackburn's pattern of behavior is that he improperly files cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations. I think, yeah, we read that portion as well, because that's his pattern, but it is coming back up in the article repeatedly. The judge is saying, we have noticed this pattern in your behavior, Mr. Blackburn. You file these court cases in federal court not to get your clients justice, but you do it for your own personal gains to garner media attention. You embarrass these people with your salacious allegations and pressure these people into settling, right? That is what Judge Quote wrote of Diddy's prosecutor. Regardless of Blackburn's intentions, his action in this and prior cases indicates a repeated failure to meet the Rule 11 obligation. Now, this is where Lucian Grange comes in. They're saying that UMG CEO Sir Lucian Grange also reportedly considered to sanction Blackburn for Rule 11 violation, and he's a defendant in the Sean Combs lawsuit, defending on what the grievance committee concludes this judicial admonishment could impact other high-profile cases of his. They're saying, for example, Blackburn also sued Nicki Minaj, Kenneth Petty, T.I., Tiny, and more. As such, this could have pretty hefty consequences for his legal career. Nevertheless, the claims against or for the Bad Boy executive remains officially uncharged, unconfirmed, but nonetheless rightfully scrutinized under law enforcement. You see? So, while there's no evidence, well, we believe, we the people, we the court of public opinion believe that the feds did found some evidence. And if you've been keeping up with Nancy Grace, it is alleged that there are hours of video footage of unlawful activities. But they're saying that, Diddy hasn't been found guilty or anything. But, is it any surprise that he's been heavily scrutinized? No. Actually, none, because under, allegations such as those, it's what people would normally do. The allegations are very serious. So it's natural for people to have their opinion and speak on it, just like what we do as creators. But guys, so I just wanted to bring this, back to you guys so that you guys can have a sense what is going on and have a sense why it is that Little Rod's attorney is in big, big trouble. But anyway, guys, I want to hear from you. Okay? So let's get the comments popping. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share if you care. And remember to stay safe, stay blessed, and see you guys later. Peace.